If you have recently bought a fork from us and looked at your damping unit, you may have noticed that the compression damping looks a little bit different. And that is because we have quietly introduced this new unit called Smooth Operator. Inside there's a little thing where the magic happens. We call it Oscillator Unit. It has a blow-off shim, and for you that means you can further close your low-speed damping to get more support. But when you encounter those big high-speed impacts, it can still absorb it very well without being too harsh on your hands. We've been installing this Smooth Operator unit in all our forks for a few weeks. But if you still have the older compression unit, you can upgrade to this one. It works on all fork models except for the Samurai range, because this has a completely different design in terms of dropout and damping. If you buy the upgrade kit, you get the Smooth Operator, a bit of damping oil, a syringe, and the tools you need are a 5mm Allen key, 2mm Allen key, a Torx 10, a 10mm socket, a 13mm socket, snap ring pliers, a cassette lock ring tool, and one intent fork. To install the Smooth Operator, you first have to remove your existing compression unit, and you can do so without taking apart the whole fork. You can even leave the fork in your bike. It's easiest to mount it upside down so that you don't make any mess with the oil. And first thing you should do is loosen the axle. The idea is to fully extend the leg, because depending on the travel, it might be that your damping unit sits in this stage or it's fully extended, depending on your travel. And what you do not want is to have it compressed like this and then opening it up, because then you will get oil everywhere. So the idea is to extend it. You can mount the axle in here, and you have some leverage later on. You need a 13mm socket. In case your socket is a little bit shorter, you may have to remove the adjuster knob. And then it should fit even if your socket isn't that long. And make sure it's extended all the way again. When the threads disengage, pull out the unit. Of course, it's a little bit oily, so it's a good idea to prepare some wipes to take off the oil. You do not need to change the damping oil if it's looking clean, and in general you can leave it as it is. We included some oil with the Smooth Operator in case you spill some or have to top it. What you get with the Smooth Operator is this black housing for the oscillator unit. You get this cylindrical pin, which is secured by the snap ring. You get the silver adjuster knob and a screw to close the bleed port. After you have taken out the compression unit, grab your cassette tool and start installation of the Smooth Operator. Start by threading it in by hand. And then as it gets tighter, take your cassette tool. You don't have to go too crazy with the torque. Then it makes sense to cycle the damping a few times just to make sure there's no oil, no air trapped anywhere. So make sure you do not compress it all the way. Make sure you fully extend it again. And then we included some oil. The length of the syringe roughly indicates the amount of oil you need, so you can first start by inserting some oil as you get closer to the top, you can again put in the syringe and see if you can suck out any oil. And at some point you will see air bubbles rising, so you won't suck out any more oil, and then it's a good idea to put in a little bit oil again, just to make sure you bleed it properly. And then your oil level should be good to go. Next thing, grab your oscillator unit and insert it. As it's touching the oil, wobble it a little bit around to loosen any air bubbles. And then again, start by hand. Then take your 10mm socket and thread it in. Towards the end, you will notice that the oil will rise from the bleed port. And that shows you that you have filled it to the correct oil level. In case you thread it in and you don't see any oil appearing here, undo it again, fill up more oil, because it should be filled by overflow, so like this it's perfectly fine. Next thing, grab the little M3 bolt and your Torx 10 and close the bleed port. Okay, now the whole thing is closed, so you can wipe off any excess oil that was overflowing. And if you have some compressed air or some alcohol, it makes it easier to clean it up. Next step is to set the correct preload for the blow-off shim. You do so again with the 10mm socket, and you can see here is one little notch, and you have these things for the cassette tool. And what you want to do is loosen it up by 5 indentions. So you start by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the correct setting for the blow-off shim. Then make sure you align it with the outer thing. Then take this cylindrical pin, put it in like this, and it should slide in with ease. In case it doesn't really want to fit in, take the 10mm socket and rotate it a little bit towards clockwise or counterclockwise until the pin can fit with ease. Next thing, take the snap ring and install it. This snap ring holds the cylindrical pin in place. Make sure it sits fully in the groove. And now it's set. Only thing left to do is taking the adjuster knob and your 2mm Allen key. Just put it on, tighten it slightly, then make sure it's fully closed, and you know that you now can put it as low as you want, then fully tighten it, and now your damping is working fine. Then just take out the axle, install your front wheel, clean off all the oil, and then you're good to go. Have fun with your smooth operator.